Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin from Florals.com and I'm back with another Wild Whisper design team project. Today I'm featuring their brand new collection called Forever and Always, which is so beyond beautiful. I love the color scheme, I love the designs. It's just a beautiful, beautiful collection. You can check out the entire collection over on their website, wildwhisperdesigns.com, and I'll have a link down below for you guys to click on to check it all out, because I just showed you the papers, but there's a couple more other coordinating items you might want to check out. So this collection was made for love and weddings, which you can find a ton more inspiration about this over on the Wild Whisper page as well. But I am going to use it for a more of a friendship layout, which of course that works well because you love your friends and all of that. But I am starting with this photo of me and two of my friends from high school. And I'm just going to mat this photo on a couple of the different papers from this collection. There's a beautiful gray doodle floral and then this beautiful peach heart background. I really love this heart background. I thought I was going to use it as my full 12 by 12 page background, but I ended up using the olivey green color instead. So now that I have these layered together, I'm going to cut off the branding strip from the 12 by 12 paper here. And I'm not sure where I'm going to put the photos yet. I try to think right side or left side, and I always put them on the right side. So I decided, well, I should probably move it to the left side so I can have something a little bit different. This is really starting out to be one of the normal layouts that I normally make with one photo on the right side, but I decided to put it in the upper left, which is a little bit different than I'm used to. And it's hard to see here, but I'm using this magic mesh, which is a cream color. And although the background is white in that olivey sage color, putting in cream doesn't really bother me. Mixing white and creams never seems to bother me unless it's very blatantly, like layering white and cream might bother me, but it depends on the shade. So I'm going to glue these layers down using my ATG gun. These really go well with the photo, actually. One of us is wearing a peachy cream colored top and one of us is wearing a darker top, which goes well with the gray. And then none of us are wearing green, but since it's such a subtle green, it really just goes well with the peach color. So like I was mentioning, I have magic mesh layered on the left and right hand sides, which again, very difficult to see because of the lighting and the cream color that it is. But I'm going to pair some of this beautiful light green washi tape, which matches the color scheme of the background paper beautifully, which is actually I picked up from Tupelo Designs, and the brand is Alton, A-L-L-T-O-N. It's just a bunch of thin washi tapes. It's not a great sticky washi tape, I will admit. It doesn't stick very well, but it matches this color beautifully for this color scheme. So I have a little cluster forming on the right hand side here, and I do plan on putting my title down there, so I'm not going to cluster too much. I don't end up using any die cuts or cut apart pieces on this layout, but there are a coordinating set of pocket page cards that go with this layout, goes with this collection. Which are really nice. I'm pulling out a couple of the cork hearts that Wild Whisper carries in their store from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And again, love me some cork hearts. I love the texture that cork brings to a layout, so that pairs really well with the magic mesh that I picked out. So as you may have heard in some of my previous videos, one of my goals this year is to use more washi tape. So I've used a couple pieces on this layout. I wish I used a little bit more, but it was hard to find things that wouldn't take away too much attention. Since this is a lighter color palette, I did want the photo to be the more bold object on here, which is why the hints of the dark gray really help, because it helps bring in another darker element so it's not too awkward. I'm looking through some of my embellishments now, and it was hard to decide what to use because there's a lot of ways you can take this color scheme from this collection. I decided to pull out more of the pastel colors plus the gray, but they also have a bunch of bright orange colors, which you will find if you look through the whole collection again at the beginning of my video. But I really wanted to highlight this beautiful olive green color. I had this embroidery thread in my stash, which worked out somehow perfectly, and I took a bunch of it and cut it off, and then I looped it around under where my photo will be. And this is a great way to add texture and use up some of that ribbon or thread in your stash by layering it under, and also giving it such an organic look, which I think is something missing from a lot of scrapbooking pages that I used to do. They were very structured and very color block design, which was the thing back then, which is fine, but I really like the organic look of having this free roaming string. Like you can see there, it's not glued down but only in the center, so it can still move and breathe. I pulled out a couple of Tim Holtz words to finish off some of my embellishment clusters. One thing that I wanted to add to this layout that I kind of forgot to was sequins at the end. I added some, but I had a couple others pull out that I wanted to add, so I might add those back afterwards, but you'll see that later on. Now I I am just gluing down some of these smaller embellishments I had picked out, including some puffy stickers from Pink Fresh Studio. They're a baby pink color, which I was trying to pull in more of that peach color, but I couldn't find much of it in my temporary stash, so I had to work with what I had. And then I pulled out these thickers, which are gold plated, which doesn't show up well on camera, but they're gold plated with a black foam underneath, so they're very flexible. And I decided it'd be a good idea to include some other of those foam thickers as well, so I pull out some asterisks to include in some of my other elements and clusters, so it keeps that color scheme going throughout. Those little touches of gold really help. Now, the problem I was having was finding another font for the word 100 or for the item 100. I needed to find something that could say 100 days because that was what this photo is for, celebrating 100 days till graduation. And I tried out a bunch of fonts, which you'll see me struggling with here. So while I couldn't think of a font right away, I decided to embellish more, which is what I often do when I'm scrapbooking. I often go to something else on the page, or something else catches my eye, and I'll go to that while I'm working on the title. Because the title is one of those things I leave till the end. Although this one was included in my design, I didn't have it totally thought out yet, hence the execution being a little bit off. So I pulled out some of these Julie's Batik die cut pieces here, and they're little roses, and they have a craft color which helps bring in the quirk color as well. Now I did pull out these Wild Whisper sequins, which are from Sweater Weather, and these other ones that are called, I think, Too Cool for You. You can find links to all of these items over on the blog post for this on the Wild Whisper page. If you have any questions, just leave them down below for me, and I'll be happy to answer them as well. Now, as I'm going down these sequins, I will be bringing you a couple more Wild Whisper projects this month, and I hope you guys are enjoying these Wild Whisper projects and have a chance to try out their products. But this layout is wrapping up fairly quickly. I'm going to trim off the excess items that I had hanging over, like that little cluster on the bottom right, and I'm going to finalize what the 100 is going to be made out of. I decided to opt for some thickers for my stash that are puffy stickers, and they're very thin and they're white, which I think gives a little bit of contrast to the gold script that I picked out for the word days. Although I do wish the font that I ended up going with was a little bit smaller. I didn't bring any of my smaller alphabets with me, but I did manage to make these work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And be sure to subscribe if you aren't already, and check out Wild Whisper. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!